Good morning, home builders. On day 40, this is the tragedy of greed. The passage comes from 1 Kings 21 5 through 7, and this is where wicked King Ahab and his wife Jezebel are talking about something that King Ahab wants. He wants this vineyard. The vineyard belongs to Naboth, and he wants it really bad. I don't know, maybe it makes really good grapes or something, or really good wine. Whatever it is, he wanted more. Despite all of the riches he had, despite all the power that he had, despite the vineyards that he already did have, he goes to Naboth and he says, "Hey, let me buy this from you." And Naboth says no. And he says, "Let me offer you another vineyard instead." And he says no. And basically his Jezebel just says, "Well, are you not the king? Let's go get it." Eventually, it results in Naboth's murder. Covetousness is an absolutely debilitating sin. It is fundamental to human nature, it seems. It is so important and such a big deal that it's included in God's 10 Commandments. It is very real, and it is something that our children deal with just like adults do. How many times do you see a child that's just like, I want more, I'm sick of not having something that they want. I want to tell you a little story in my own career. One of the more nasty crimes that I ever prosecuted was a crime where there was a high school boy. He was an honor student. He was in the drama club. He for all intents and purposes, he was everything that you would want your teenage boy to be. He was a big, strong kid as well. But it seemed, what I found out later was this kid had kind of grown up in a house that didn't have a whole lot. And although he had taken advantage of some opportunities in school and was involved in a lot of things in school, he got to the point where he wanted more. He wanted what other kids had. His covetousness, his coveting heart got the best of him. And he ended up coming up with a scheme with one of his friends where they actually broke into someone else's house on one of the nicer streets in the area, broke into their house in the back door with a fireman's axe, pinned the homeowner on the ground, dripping his own blood on the guy, while his wife looked on in horror, locking herself upstairs and calling 911. Even though this person was a juvenile, even though this person had no record at all whatsoever. What ultimately happened was he was convicted, and he ended up going to prison. He ended up going to juvenile prison for his actions. And it was just a case where the community was shocked because he was doing well. He was doing things that we would all want our teenage son to do. But he was overcome with covetousness. This is a hard one to teach our children because we suffer from this as well. We always want one more thing done to our house. We always want a better car. We always want, sometimes we feel like we have good intentions, but it amounts to coveting. We want the same opportunities for our children that someone else has for theirs. And it's something that we have to battle. It's something that we have to continually teach our children about and warn our children about. Different kids deal with this in different ways. Different kids are more susceptible to this than others. I can see it in my own children. It seems like sometimes you may have a child where you are battling this every single day, and some that are just content. We need to teach contentment. We need to warn against coveting. And we need to model in our own lives and help explain to our children that we're not always going to have every single thing that we want. that is not the definition of being blessed by God. It's hard. It's hard. But we have to keep at it, and we have to be teaching them that when it's young, so that they have these lessons and trials and things that they've learned to build on as they get closer and closer and closer to adulthood. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I look forward to seeing everyone at Sunday school and worship. Forward to seeing some of you at the Awana Grand Prix tomorrow morning. Let's get those cars finished up, and I will see you then. Have a great day. Have a great Friday. Bye now.